Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of AWS Mastery course. And in this particular session, we are going to learn about the AWS KMS, or we can say Key Management Services. So in this particular service, we are going to learn like how we can encrypt the data and how we can decrypt the data practically. So now let's start this session. KMS, okay, and we can say AWS KMS. So AWS KMS basically stands for Key Management Service, and from the slide you can actually understand like AWS KMS is a fully managed service that allow you to create and manage encryption keys used to encrypt and decrypt data. Okay, so whatever the sensitive information we are having, we can actually encrypt that information with the help of Key Management Service. Okay, which is AWS KMS. Okay, so we can protect the sensitive data with centralized key management integrated with AWS services like S3, EBS, or RDS. Okay, so we are going to create KMS and we are going to encrypt our data. Okay, so now the key features of AWS KMS. So first, secure key storage. We can securely store our key. We can manage our encryption keys. It is having like centralized key management. We can easily manage the all encryption key across AWS in a single go. Then we are having integrated with AWS services, so we can indirectly integrate this with different AWS services like your S3 or EBS, which I have already told you. Then we are having key policies. Okay, so we can control the access to our keys or whatever we are having. Okay, so these are the features of KMS we are having. Then we are just going to practically implement like how we can import a key or how we can actually encrypt the key basically. Okay, so how we can actually practically implement the KMS, we can say. Okay, so now without wasting a time, and let's just go to our AWS console and let's try to understand like how we can implement the KMS practically. Okay, so now let's just go to our AWS console. So as you can see, like I'm in my AWS console, and let's just search for KMS over here, and we are getting key management service. So let's just click over here. So it is saying AWS key management service easily create keys and control encryption across AWS and beyond. And from this write up, we can understand AWS Key Management Service KMS is a managed service that makes it easy for you to create and manage keys and control the use of encryption across the wide range of AWS services. Okay, and from here you can read it out like how it works, what are the benefits. Although I have already explained you the benefits and what exactly the purpose of KMS, but you can actually read it out from the official documentation as well. So now let's just create the key, because it's a key management service, and we are having like symmetric or asymmetric. So we are just going to use symmetric. Okay, then encrypt and decrypt, or you want to generate and verify MAC. So we are going to do encryption and decryption. So let's just click on this and click on next. Okay, so now let's just give the name to this key. So I'm just saying my key, and I'm just giving kind of a random name. And then you can give any description or you can just leave it because it is optional. Then we are having tag option. Okay, so we can just leave it as well. Then we are having next button, and in the next button we just we are just going to define the key administrative permission. So from here we are having choose the IAM users and role who can administer this key through KMS API. You may need to add additional permissions to the users and roles to administer this key from this console. Okay, so as of now, like I'm just adding this user, like the user which I have created, like this Tajir Khan. Okay, this is the IAM user I'm having, and then I'm just clicking on next. Okay, so from here we can just define the permission. So for permission, like I'm having this admin role, or you can just add any role or anything according to you. And if you want to add any other account, you can add that account. Otherwise you can just leave it as it is. Now let's just click on next. Okay, so it is saying you cannot change the key configuration after the key is created, so we are not going to change anything. Okay, and this is the key policy we are having. Okay, and now let's just click on finish. Okay, So we have just created a key. Okay, so we have just created a key like my key 8569. This is the key which we have created, and this key is having one administrator, which is Tajwa Khan, like the user. And we are having crypto. If you want to see the cryptographic configuration, we are having this configuration. Then we don't have applied any tag, so we are not having anything. Then we are having key rotation, so it is disabled as of now. You can enable if you want. Then we are having aliases, which is the name of our key which we have created. Okay, so this is how we can actually create the key in key management services, and you can use these keys in different places, okay, as per your need or as per your requirement of your project. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood like how we can use the AWS KMS service, or we can say AWS key management services, and how we can actually encrypt the data and decrypt the data practically. So that's it for now. Let's meet in the next session. Thank you so much.